Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking some fascinating recent insights and transforming them into a clear, step-by-step career escalator for ambitious job seekers looking ahead to 2026. Look, if you want a massive competitive edge in the modern job market, you are in the right place. We're going to explore a highly structured path, literally taking you from basic survival all the way up to advanced, highly paid AI mastery. So let's jump right in. Okay, here's our game plan. We'll start with the 2026 AI Advantage, move on to securing the basic skills, then master intermediate AI agents, step it up to building advanced commercial agents, and finally, we'll reach the peak, the boss level AI coding. Let's kick things off with part 1, the 2026 AI Advantage, navigating unavoidable exposure. So we're starting with a bit of a harsh reality check. Whether you realize it or not, your passive investments, like your standard S&P 500 index funds, mean you already have massive, unavoidable exposure to AI. The source material points out that the top companies in those funds are just heavily integrated into AI right now. So rather than passively sitting by, you've really got to actively direct your career. Think of this journey as a 3-stage career escalator to completely future-proof your livelihood. Step 1 is basic survival using prompting and tools. Step 2 is intermediate delegation with local agents. And Step 3, becoming an advanced commercial builder through agentic engineering. All right, moving on to part 2, securing the basic skills, your foundation for 2026. Let's talk about securing that absolute foundational skill of prompting and building out your minimalist toolkit. Look, by 2026, we're seeing dozens of new tools dropping literally every single day. It's overwhelming, right? Well, instead of drowning in that daily hype cycle, the smartest move, actually the absolutely crucial move for a job seeker, is to pick just 1 or 2 core tools and master them completely. That's your ticket to immediate professional growth. You need a general chatbot like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Poe for your daily prototyping. Then, grab a specialized research tool, maybe Perplexity or Notebook LM. Finally, add something job-specific, like Jasper for marketing or an AI coder if you're an engineer. If you master this incredibly focused stack, you've got your basic survival skills entirely locked down. Now for part 3, mastering intermediate AI agents from prompting to delegating. Okay, the big mental shift here is moving away from just chatting with a tool, typing a prompt and getting a single response, and moving toward actively delegating complex workflows to AI. Enter AI agents. These are software systems that use AI to actually pursue overarching goals and complete multi-step tasks right on your behalf. What makes this a total game changer is their independence. The source shares this wild example of using a web-based agent called Menace. You can tell it to independently brainstorm, design, and source a light academia-themed office. You just give it the overarching goal, and it literally picks the aesthetic and goes out to find the actual curtains and rugs for you. Now that is true delegation. But if you want your resume to scream, "Hire me," you really need to wrap your head around local AI agents. These are agents, think tools like Cowork or OpenClaw, that live and run directly on your specific local machine to execute custom automations. Hitting this level unlocks just massive personal productivity. Picture sitting in an interview and casually explaining how you've built automated workflows that pull from your personal Gmail, your Slack, and your Notion to seamlessly whip up a private daily digest for yourself. Or maybe an agent that tracks industry news and drafts reports for you before you've even had your morning coffee. I mean, that shows incredible initiative and serious technical leverage. Now, when you're building out these personal workflows, you're going to run into a core trade-off: closed source versus open source AI. Closed source models like Claude and ChatGPT give you incredibly high capability and massive power. But what if you're dealing with private banking data or super confidential company info? You definitely don't want to be sending that off to OpenAI or Anthropic. That's where open source models like Llama or Minimax come in. They give you lower cost and high privacy because, again, they run entirely locally. Knowing exactly which one to deploy for a specific task, that kind of strategic thinking makes you an insanely valuable candidate. All right, stepping up to part 4, building advanced commercial agents, achieving B2B value. So here we are at level 3, and the focus shifts big time. We're moving from personal productivity to building highly demanded, commercially viable pipelines for clients and entire businesses. You aren't just saving yourself time anymore. You're solving massive, expensive business problems. We're talking about building stable, reliable commercial AI pipelines. Imagine setting up a custom reporting system that yanks data directly from a private equity firm's CRMs and databases right on a schedule. Or an automated HR onboarding system that tracks every new hire's progress. Being able to build workflows like this gives you a totally unfair advantage in the job market because you are directly saving companies serious time and serious money. And the secret sauce to building those powerful commercial pipelines? You absolutely have to understand MCPs, or Model Context Protocols. Think of these as the magic connectors that let your AI agents plug directly into third-party apps and diverse data sources. Knowing how to leverage MCPs is an incredibly lucrative skill. It lets you pull complex capabilities straight into web apps effortlessly. For example, using a tool like Bolt, you could build a landing page and use an MCP connector to pull in something crazy, like animated visual shaders, directly into the project. No messy manual setup, no copying embed codes, you literally just describe what you want and the agent pulls the whole shebang together. Which brings us to part 5, the boss level. AI coding, the ultimate competitive edge. Welcome to the absolute peak of the 2026 escalator, agentic engineering, or what most people just casually call AI coding. This is where you use an AI agent to write code and independently build complete production-grade software products from scratch. This empowers you to build seriously complex custom tools. We're talking about everything from internal document generators that strictly enforce your company's branding, all the way to entirely replacing your expensive paid software subscriptions by just building your own clones. Imagine building your own personal accounting software or a custom budgeting app. It's an absolute game changer. So why exactly is this the boss level? Because mastering AI coding unlocks a mind-blowing 10x multiplier in cost and time savings compared to traditional software development workflows. Honestly, if there is a single domain that AI has utterly transformed, it's coding. The gap between a job seeker who knows how to leverage AI to code and one who doesn't is just impossibly vast. This is the skill that truly unlocks the raw, unadulterated power of artificial intelligence. But hey, time for a quick reality check, and our source captures it perfectly. Using AI to code without actually knowing coding fundamentals is, well, kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. If you try to use these fancy AI coding tools without knowing the underlying basics, your shiny setup is just masking a terrible foundation. Your code is going to break, you won't know why, and you will get completely stuck. There's just no cheat code here. You literally cannot skip the groundwork. And that brings us to our learning timeline. Now, those basic survival skills like prompting and using intermediate agents, you can pick those up fast, often in just a matter of days or weeks. But if you want to reach this highly coveted final stage of agentic engineering, you have to commit. You need to spend at least 2 to 3 months learning traditional coding concepts. It takes real focused effort to learn coding in the age of AI. But let me tell you, the payoff waiting for you in the 2026 job market makes the grind absolutely worth it. All right, before we wrap up this explainer, let's lock in what we've just covered. Our source highlights that testing your retention is actually the best way to learn, so let's try it. What are the 3 levels of the AI career escalator? What makes a local agent different from a standard one? And why are coding fundamentals still a hard requirement for AI coding? If you can answer those 3 things, you are well on your way to conquering the future job market. Look, 2026 is sneaking up on us way faster than we think. So the question is, will you be the one directing the agents, or will you be competing against them? Which level of this escalator are you stepping onto today?